Hi everyone, it's Lizzie and welcome back to A Tale of Many Books. Today's video is going to be the Unpopular Opinions book tag. I haven't been tagged to do this, I just saw a lot of people do it recently and thought I would have a go for myself. So I'm just going to get straight into it. So the first question is a popular book or series that you did not like, and I don't actually have the series for this because I think I borrowed the first book from someone and I just hated it, so I don't have the series. And it is the what's it called, Mortal Instruments series. I think that's what it's called. I don't even know what it's called. I just hated it so much, and I think it's by Cassandra Clare, and everyone raves about this series, everyone loves it, especially on BookTube, and I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't stand it. I just thought it was so awful, and I know there's also a lot of controversy over Cassandra Clare and whether she stole a lot of her words and character ideas from other places, which I mean a lot of people do anyway. They like look at other characters and use parts of them to create their own characters, which is fine, but I've seen a lot of things about her making her characters very obviously like characters from Harry Potter and Buffy, both of which I love, and I just couldn't stand any of the characters in the book. I tried to watch the TV series as well and that was crap as well, so basically I'm just never gonna read it. Next question is a popular book or series that you loved but everyone else seemed to hate. For this one I'm going with Looking for Alaska by John Green. I adored this book. I absolutely loved this book. I can't tell you how amazing it was, and everyone else seems to hate it. They seem to hate Alaska and they just seem to hate the entire concept of the book, and I don't understand that. I just thought she was such an interesting character. She wasn't your typical airy fairy girl in a book. She had so much more complexity to her, and I feel like nowadays people are hearing how much people hate Alaska and are just not giving the book a go. And this is just, I loved this book when I read it. I still love this book. I stand by it all the time. It's probably my favourite John Green book as well. I know a lot of people say The Fault in Our Stars is their favourite John Green book, which I do love, but Looking for Alaska was just incredible, and I don't get why people hate it. The next question is a love triangle where the main character ended up with a person I can't read this one. Hang on. A love triangle where the main character ended up with a person you did not want them to end up with, or an OTP that you did not like. So mine's going to be an OTP that I didn't like. I haven't finished this series yet, but from the first two books, this is what I'm going with. From Throne of Glass, I cannot stand Dorian with Selena. I just can't. She's got to be with Kyle, and there's no other alternative for me. I just don't like Dorian. I like Dorian as a character. Although I think he is quite weak in his leadership, potentially that could be changed in the later books. I haven't read the third and fourth book yet, which I'm planning on doing soon, but I just can't stand him with her. I don't think they work together. Okay, this is a bit spoilery, not really spoilery, but a little bit. There was like a moment in Throne of Glass where they were kind of together, and I was just sort of like, well, no. And then the second book, this is spoilery, the second book, they kind of, her and Kyle got together, and I was like, yes, this is who she should be with. So yeah, Dorian and Selena, never want them to be together, no. Okay, the fourth question is a popular book genre you hardly reach for. Up until a couple of months ago, this would have been fantasy. I used to never pick up fantasy books, but now I read quite a lot of a mixture of fantasy and contemporary. But I guess I don't pick up many sci-fi books. I think the most sci-fi book I've read is Cinder, and I need to read the rest of that series as well. so I don't tend to pick up sci-fi very often, but I'm quite open with book genres. I tend to read a lot from a lot of different genres. So. Question 5 is a popular book character that you did not like. This is going to be filled with spoilers, this section, so I will put a little spoiler thing at the top here until I'm finished talking about it. This is 2 different books and you'll understand why in a minute. I've got A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury, both by Sarah J Maas. In the first book, I couldn't stand Rhysand. I hated Rhysand, and everyone was like, oh yeah, Rhysand, yeah, woo. And I was like, no, I couldn't understand it. I think it was because I was so enthralled with the idea of it being a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And I was like, she's got to get with Tamlin. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. She's got to be with him. My opinion changed in this book. I now can't stand Tamlin. I don't know if people actually like him in this book. I know that from this, I liked him in this book, so it's an unpopular opinion to hate him in this book, maybe. But yeah, Rhysand for this one, Tamlin for this one. So I kind of put them both together, and I love Rhysand in this book, so I don't necessarily hate him anymore, but I did hate him in the first book, and a lot of people loved him. I don't know why. I still don't like him in the first book. I don't think I'll ever like him in the first book, but yeah. Question 6 is a popular author you can't seem to get into. This one I'm going with George Orwell. This is 1984. I read the first 40 pages of this book and put it down because I could not stand it. I don't understand. Everyone says that George Orwell's like the best, well, not necessarily that they say he's the best classic author, but they rave about him a lot. A lot of people read him in school, and so then say, oh, he was such a great one to read in school. I read this, well, I tried to read this maybe a year or so back, and I got 40 pages in, and I was like, right, I'm really bored with this book. If the last page makes me intrigued as to what happened, I will read the rest of the book. And the last page sucked. It was such an awful ending. I knew what had happened in the entire book because of the ending, and it just sounded crap. So I don't understand why people rave about George Orwell. The next question is a popular book trope you are tired of hearing, and I think I'm gonna have to go with love triangles for this one. I always, in a book, have one pairing that I think will work together, and I just hate it when the author brings in another person to mess this up. It's happened in Throne of Glass, in Twilight, when I read that when I was 12, and she brought Jacob in, and I was like, what a load of crap. No, you can't bring him in it. What other ones are there? There's loads, and I hate them. I can't stand love triangles, and I just think they're a bit pointless, really. Question 8 is a popular book series that you have no interest in reading. For this one, I am going with anything written by Cassandra Clare. I just really hated her writing style. This isn't even to do with the fact that I hated the Mortal Instruments. I just really hated the way she wrote, the style that she wrote her book in, and I just think that's fine. A lot of people will enjoy that, but I personally did not enjoy her writing style, and therefore will not be reading any more of her books. And the last question is, the saying goes that the book is always better than the movie, but what movie was better than the book? And for this one, I'm going with The Maze Runner by James Dashner, because I hated the book. I couldn't stand the book. I watched the film first, which may potentially be the reason I hated the book, but the film was so incredibly well done, and it had Dylan O'Brien in it, which kind of helped it quite a lot, but it was very different from the book, and I enjoyed the concept in the film a lot more, and so I would definitely say that The Maze Runner is a better film than a book. So that is the unpopular book opinions tag. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what your answers to these questions would be, and like and subscribe if you would like to see more of my videos, and I will see you next time.